Toastmaster Gauri. My name is Toastmaster Gauri, and I would like to welcome you all to the Speakers Conclave. As this is our last meeting of the year, we would like to thank Division Director Mayuri Asudani, DTM, Area Director Area N1 Toastmaster Yash, Area Director Area N2 Toastmaster Vaishali, Area Director Area N3 Toastmaster Dipalika, and Area Director Area N4 Toastmaster Sakshi for their support and guidance throughout the year. We would also like to welcome Division Director-elect Toastmaster Dipalika, Area Director appointed Toastmaster Area N1 Toastmaster Ria, Area Director appointed Area N2 Toastmaster Gunjan, Area Director appointed Area N3 Toastmaster Sapna, and Area Director appointed Area N4 Toastmaster Sakshi. I would like to begin by stating the mission of the club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Please follow the rules while you are in the meeting. Please put your cell phones on silent mode. I give you 10 seconds to do so. Thank you. Please refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics. Kindly refrain from movements that distract the speaker. If you need to move, please turn off your video before doing so. All attendees must mute themselves all the time unless instructed otherwise. Do not share your screen unless asked by the host. If you do so, you will be removed from the meeting. I now hand over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Ali Akbar. Over to you. Zoom Master, please spotlight Toastmaster Ali Akbar.
Thank you, sir, Toastmaster Gauri. That was a wonderful welcome. And good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. I would be very happy to see all your beautiful faces because last time during the installation, when I was installed as a president, I was, kind of nervous because I was not able to handle the Zoom thing. The new Zoom had come up, and our first installation, as well as the elections of the XCOM, was via the Zoom thing. So I couldn't see anyone, but now I'm sure we all are skilled where we can show ourselves to the other members also. And it's always lovely to see people and talk to them rather than just see their names, like Sa TM Gaurav, Saurabh, Shreya Sinha. There's someone named iPad. So I would request you all to kindly turn on your videos and show us your beautiful face. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Saurabh. I know you're driving. Lovely, lovely to do that. iPad, Jyotsna, thank you so much for turning on your cameras. Lovely. So this is the last time you're seeing me as your president, and that is the reason I wanted you all to turn on your cameras so that you can see me as your president. This is going to be the last meeting of the year 2021, and I am excited that I had my beautiful term of presidency under this abled club, which is Nagpur's only community club since 2014, right? So I am going to read out something which it's quite long, but I would request you all to please do, pay your attention to. The year began after the installation in few months' times. The year began few months. The year began with myself being appointed as the club growth manager of Division N, and Toastmaster Monica being appointed as the PR manager of Division N. We had many members from our club who participated for various role plays in both the cycles of contest in the club, in area level, in the division level also. We had Toastmaster Gauri won the evaluation contest and Toastmaster Weber Zarkar as the humorous speech contest for the year. In Fun and Furore 2021, TM Gauri was third place in the evaluation contest. In the second cycle of contest, we had Toastmaster Niyamat Chintanawala for winning the area level international speech contest and the table topic contest at Utsav area N3. Okay, both the contest. She won both the contest. Then Toastmaster Niyamat won the third place in the international speech contest and again the table topic contest in Division N contest, which was Aura Fest. So division Aura Fest is a cluster of EFGHN. All the divisions together have this. So she won the third place in international speech contest and table topic contest. Yes, a huge achievement, right? Moving ahead, this year we have already achieved the gold medal in Okay. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Am I audible? Okay, right. So I'm just going to keep my video off because of some network issues. I'll turn it on in a few seconds time. So this year at the Aura Fest, we received Golden Feather Award for Toastmaster Monica Area N3. Right. So I want you now all in chat box to put down congratulations for her. I want you all to put down on your chat box congratulations. Each and everyone, I want to congratulations on the chat box for her. Right. Thank you. And then for Nagpur Toastmasters Club, we received the Golden Eagle Award for Area N3. We received the Golden Eagle Award. I, Toastmaster Ali Akbar, received the Outstanding Contributor Award at the Aurafest EFGN cluster. Again, we had Toastmaster Monica been awarded for her role in the Division N as a PR manager. Myself, Toastmaster Ali Akbar, being awarded again as a CG manager in the Division N. Now, this was all at the division level. Okay. Moving on to the district level, which was on eloquence. So we received the Torch Bearer Award. We received the Shining Club Award. We received the Pristine Award. We received the Membership Award for Cycle 1. And we also received the Golden Club Award. Is anyone counting these awards? Yeah. If anyone is counting on these awards, please put it on the chat box. Put on the chat box. How many awards did we get this year? Yeah, the list goes on. The list goes on. And all of these awards Okay, am I audible and visible? Yes. So I'm very sorry. I don't know, because of the weather and others situation, there is a network issue both in my mobile and my uh, Netgear router, which isn't working fine. Apologies. So we have had so many awards this year that, as Harsh rightly said, you just can't stop praising. There are so many awards that we have, to enjoy and shout out and maybe have a party. And this is the second year. This is to all let you everyone know. This is the second year where NTC is President Distinguished Club. Okay, this is the second year, and I'm sure this legacy is going to go on with our President-elect Toastmaster Monica Dixit. Right. So now moving on to the next stage of the education session. Okay, I would like to okay, so I've got message from Achula that she'll join in soon. So we have Avantika here, Toastmaster Avantika here. So let me start with her if it's fine, Toastmaster Avantika.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. Lovely. So glad to see, your smiling face there with a huge smile. And, it usually doesn't happen during the online meeting that you get connected with members over the Zoom call. But yes, I'm sure all the members are definitely getting connected with that pretty smile of yours. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and being here as an educational speaker for our club, which is Nagpur Toastmasters Club. So I'm just going to introduce all our Toastmasters to the Toastmaster, Avantika Narayan. She's been a Toastmaster for over 8 years, completed DTM twice, okay? Everyone, twice in both tradition and pathways, okay? A huge round of applause, a huge round of applause. Yeah, don't stop, don't stop. Every DTM needs to know that what praise do they get when they have the DTM status twice. That is traditionally. So Toastmasters, those who don't know, traditional methods were the other earlier before you all join in, because I see all Toastmasters of our club here are new. There are a few who are old, so they are aware about it. And pathways, right? Professionally, she's an analytics and data science professional at Microsoft and ERG lead for the LGBTQIA allies community in Mumbai. She also has learned sign language to be more aware and inclusive. That's excellent. I also sometimes wish to learn the sign and the braille language. Yeah. I believe she believes in inclusivity is the center stage of everything that we do. And she's been a district contestant and continues learning every day. Continues learning every day. And I've heard her speech. I've met her in person. I don't know if she remembers at the deck in Nagpur. I've met her in person. She's a lovely human being. So I'm not going to take much of her time, and I will hand over the stage to Avantika Narayan, DTM.
Thank you so much, Ali Akbar, for introducing me. It is amazing to be a part of today's meeting with all of you. And I'm here to talk about something very simple. It's called as the art of simple leadership. That's all. It's a very, very simple concept I want to talk to all of you about. All right, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. What do you see on the screen? You can unmute yourself and tell me.
Avengers.
Endgame.
Avengers Endgame. All right, someone's being very specific about it as well. Just a minute, just want to ensure you're able to see it. Okay, so why am I talking about Avengers and Toastmasters? All right, now I believe when we talk about leadership, my journey in Toastmasters began quite a few years ago. And I've learned quite a few things here in Toastmasters, all right? Feel free to, by the way, put your questions on the chat box if you have any though. One of the major things that for me I've learned is my initial couple of years went in just being a part of a corporate club, and I was just lost in it. I was just lost because, sometimes being a part of a leadership essentially means you carry a lot of responsibilities. You would say sometimes may not really get the right set of mentors, right? And that is where the whole thing about Avengers or or trying to relate to leadership in this kind of makes a lot of sense to me. If you all remember, there was something very peculiar about all the Avengers series. Do you know what it is? They were all hunting for something. You can unmute and speak. It's okay.
The villain.
Be willing. But more importantly, they were hunting for something very, very peculiar. Like Thanos wanted something. What was that?
Stones?
The Infinity
Oh,
Stones.
the Infinity
Infinity
Stones.
Stones, yeah.
The Infinity Stones. Now, when I look at leadership, this is exactly what I think of in leadership and Toastmasters and everything. You can be like the Thanos in Endgame who says, I'm going to go and get my soul stone. I'm going to get all the Infinity Stone by myself. I'm going to do everything by myself and ensure I have it by myself. Or you can be like the Avengers itself, who has different skill set, and they go about leveraging their knowledge, leveraging their skill set to reach out to people that they want to reach out to. It's a choice. There is no right and wrong approach in leadership. It is exactly, the leadership journey in Toastmasters starts exactly where you think you cannot do something. If you think that you cannot do something, if you think you are, if you can't take up a role of a sergeant at arms, if you can't take up a role of a presiding officer, if you can't take up a role of an area director or a division director, that is exactly what you should do and challenge yourself. Remember one thing, like when I started off, I said I did take up a lot of roles in Toastmasters. I took up a lot of leadership roles. I had people coming and telling me that, hey, you should change the way you're thinking. You should change the way you're talking to people. This is probably a better way of doing things. And I always did two things which has helped me a lot. Listen and absorb what is really right for you. And of course, lead from whatever you're able to take from those point of view, right? Now, much like the Infinity Stones and the Avengers, there are certain lessons that I feel has helped me, and I hope will help each of you in your in your drive for success in your own leadership, right? Number one, always remember that bread and butter comes before toast. What that means is, please don't make Toastmasters your life. Please don't make Toastmasters the only part of your life which is successful. Please don't make Toastmasters as the only end goal of your life. Treat Toastmasters as a laboratory, as a clinic where you experiment everything people tell you outside of Toastmasters that you cannot do. If somebody in your career, in your leadership, at work, corporate tells you, hey, you're not a good listener, come to Toastmasters and practice it out. But do not make this as an end goal or end game in your life, because this is not going to give you, and I've seen that. I've seen that being done by folks sometimes, but make this a part of your journey for you to be successful. That is the first lesson I would want to share with all of you. If you are able to pick up the skills here, whether it is being a sergeant at arms or even stepping outside the clubs, I must tell you, some of the best learnings I have had is getting outside my club. I've always been in my club, but every time I contest, I deliver a speech. I deliver the same speech in at least 20, 30 clubs. And every time I deliver, it's not like I get of course I get a lot of feedback, but it is also important to filter what is important for you to improve upon your content. No speaker is perfect, not even a world champion of public speaking at that stage. Nobody is perfect. But the speech becomes perfect at that stage is because they end up working and reworking and reworking. And that is a big push in leadership, because sometimes you have to give yourself the push that you need in Toastmasters. If you lack that, don't think that Toastmasters is not meant for you, but this is, like I said, it's the clinic, it's the laboratory where you just try and test it out. Much like an Avengers, you must have seen one of those movies where Tony Stark and you have Captain America going head on against each other. Have you seen that version, the Civil War? Winter Soldier, you've seen it? Some of you at least? All right. So you have the Iron Man, you have Captain America. They don't agree with each other, right? And leadership in Toastmasters is going to teach you how should you deal with people when you don't agree with each other. You can have difference of opinion. Doesn't mean you take your guns and you start firing at each other. You take your bow and arrow and fight and aim at each other. But it means that you come with your own techniques to sit together, resolve, and move forward. And believe me, some of the largest lessons you'll be able to get is from people who is able to give you different perspectives. And people don't have to agree. That is lesson 2. Please encourage difference of opinion in leadership. If you like chocolate ice cream, your end objective is not to tell everybody chocolate ice cream is the best in the world. Your end objective is probably to say why you like chocolate ice cream and why somebody else likes something else. So learning to accept difference in opinion from other individuals is a large part of how you get to do and experience leadership. And if you ask me, there are different ways you can become a leader. I know our tagline says where leaders are made. If you are aware of how things function in Toastmasters, sometimes a leader can be elected, right? Like how you have a club excom, like how you have the district leadership. Sometimes you can select a leader and say, hey, I want you to take up a specific position and pick up this role. Sometimes leaders are those individuals who are seen as leaders because they have a different perspective to things. People look up to a certain individual because they think differently. They feel differently for certain things and they're able to align with a certain cause. I look up to certain leaders because I see certain things that they do that I am not doing today. And I want to emulate. I want to copy them. And there's nothing wrong in picking up specific traits on those people. One of the largest mantras we have in Microsoft is cut, copy, paste. How many of you have tried it? So that's lesson number 3 for you. Cut, copy, paste. Don't innovate every time. As leaders, sometimes we say, oh, I have my vision. I want to do things 1, 2, 3, 4. My club is going to reach here if I do all of this. But please recheck. If that's an exercise which has been already tried by your leaders in the club or outside, ask yourself, is there something that you can copy and try and innovate on top of that so that you save the time from starting something from scratch? And like I said, sometimes leadership there's a difference between leadership and being a leader. Anyone, do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think? What do you think?
As much as in theory and execution. Leadership is theory and being leader is execution of what you know, perhaps, and how you explore it.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree more, Weber, in the way you've put it together. You have to execute. You have to be that. You don't have to be in a position of a title to be that. And it is about experiencing, and it is about seeing something different that most individuals are not able to see. So when we say being a visionary leader, the point is about, are you able to see something which another individual is not able to see? And are you able to lead from front because of that? Even if you have differences of opinion, are you able to respect a person's opinion, politely agree, politely disagree, and then use that in your own sense of leadership itself? It's not about sitting on a top of a tree and saying, hey, I'm elected or selected as a leader. I can see everything around me. But even if you're sitting at the top, are you able to bring innovation? Are you able to bring change? Are you able to think different? Or are you there because you are there because, maybe because you want to just serve something? And each of us can do it. each of us can do it when we start going and taking up a lot of roles and learning from it. One of the largest things I would also say is in terms of leadership or leaders, right? They are, when we say simple leadership, doesn't mean you delegate something successfully or you direct somebody to do something all the time. I've been a president a couple of times, and my journey every time I'm taking up a role of a president is different. Let me be honest about it. I'm never perfect, and I guess it's like a stone which continues to get polished and polished. It's not about directing an individual and delegating and telling people what to do. In fact, you will be able to have a larger and a positive impact on your team if you start stepping up and doing things. That is when you are able to leave a lasting impression on people around you. And in anything and everything that you do, if you experiment everything you want to achieve in terms of short-term goals or long-term goals in yourself, trust me when I tell you this, your family, your circle around you will all start seeing that personality difference, and you will be able to add a larger impact to your personal life, your career, anything you want to do. You'll be able to leverage this as a catapult, which will really help you in your career forward. I have been able to experiment my learnings a lot here. And every 6 months, I have a diary with me where I put what is called as a big bet. Okay. What that means is, what am I betting on myself for? Am I betting on myself in challenging myself to be, to listening to 2 or 3 other individuals who think differently? And we all meet those individuals. It could be in our family, it could be in our friend circle, it could be in something else, right? The big bets could be something that you're challenging yourself with. What are you going to achieve in the next 6 months or the 7 months? And that's different from short-term goals. Let me tell you, the big bet is the largest bet that you're going to work towards in the next 6 months, only towards that, in ensuring you're seeing that difference for yourself. That big bet is also meaning that you're taking the help of other individuals in your club, outside your club, to ensure you're getting that. Ask and be shameless. Ask anyone in Toastmasters for help without worrying about a position, a title. If you don't get that confidence to do that, you may start thinking things on your own, and you may start making Toastmasters your primary point in your life. I thought I'll share that. Questions, anything anyone wants to share, I'm happy to take that.
For a question, we have another round where we will specifically ask you, and Achla was going to join in or has joined in. She's there, yeah. So specifically, there'll be a round where we will put the questions of Toastmasters who want to do. Yeah. So just to let you know, yeah.
Great. So on that note, I hope these are some of my takeaways, which will certainly help you. Please don't make Toastmasters the only life priority that you have, because trust me, if you are able to use this as a platform, you get to learn so much. So much so that my mother today thinks I've become a better daughter. So, this is something of, this was my big bet so many years ago. It has certainly helped my relationship, my equations with my parents for sure. And more importantly, friends, find out your purpose in your life. If you all know Stephen Hawking spoke a lot about finding purpose in work. Work could be whatever you're doing, whatever you find passion in doing, right? If you are going to, if that particular work gives you meaning, then that becomes your purpose. And without a purpose, your life becomes completely empty, right? So anything and everything that you do, think of being creative, being innovative, and do what you can to drive a change. Align to something of a cause that you believe in, because that will give a larger purpose to your life. and be connected with people, because at the end of the day, everything that we do in Toastmasters is all about relationship building, is all about all of those learning and driving energies from every individual that we have around it. So take time to reflect on what you want to do and what you want to do, achieve in the next 6 months or 1 year from where you are today, and find those ways that you can drive a bigger purpose in life by integrating some of these small little tips that I've shared with you. And yes, more importantly, appreciate wherever you are in your journey. If it's not where you want to be, remember one thing: every season serves a purpose, right? On that note, I'm going to hand it over back to Ali. Ali, over to you.
Thank you. Okay. Is there a possibility that I can say, you know what, Toastmaster DTM to Avantika Narayan, please continue. You know, I don't want to move on. I'm sure all this, listeners, those who are here, Toastmasters, those who are here, are kind of engaged in what you're talking, and I am getting those updates on my personal chat, on these chats here, and personally, that wow, what's happening here? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I know you are a powerhouse girl. I have met you on deck. I've spoken to you earlier also. So, yes, that was DTM Avantika Narayan for you, everyone. Thank you so much. And definitely we'll get back to you on the question and answer round. Let me move on to Toastmaster Achula Bhatt. So, she is here and I'm going to introduce her. Toastmaster Achula is a talent development professional and Deolite USA and has a total work experience of 7 years. A true Bangalorean, brought up in different parts of India, she defines her life in 3 words. Okay, note it down: travel, poetry, and fitness. Okay, so I'm sure these words resonate with all our members also in the club: travel, poetry, and fitness. She has traveled solo to 5 countries and a dozen Indian cities and has keen interest in writing blogs on HR and lifestyle domains. She is also a seasoned Toastmaster International and loves taking up endeavors related to public speaking. She has been a part of Toastmasters International for the last 8 years across 3 districts and has contesting experience of 6 years. This year, she emerged the winner at the table topic contest at Eloquence 2021 and was the runner-up in the same contest in 2020. She was also the semi-finalist in evaluation contest at Eloquence 2021. So, dear Toastmasters of Division N, presenting to you Toastmaster Achula Bhatt with her speaking title today, which is Shine On. I mean, shine on, Toastmaster Achula Bhatt.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ali, and hello, everyone. Really sorry if you're using timer cards or any of those ground rules was set before I could rejoin. I had a bit of a system issue. So would we be having a time check? You know, how are we tracking the time before I start my speech?
You go on. We are tracking. There's some 8 to 10 minutes, but don't worry about it. Just go on. Yeah.
Okay, sure. I think thank you so much, Toastmaster Ali, firstly for inviting me, and Toastmaster Monica for coordinating and being so diligent in following up with me when I was not sharing the speech title for a long number of days. It's my first time that I'm addressing Nagpur fraternity altogether, and I'm so excited about it. I happen to be from Karnataka, but I was brought up all over, you know, partially in Madhya Pradesh, partially in Maharashtra, and when I was in Indore is when we used to travel via Nagpur while going to my native place. And I think that is a very little interaction that I've had with Nagpur. And I think this platform gives me that opportunity to really interact with you all wholeheartedly. So moving on to why Shine On. And I think this year, while I have been contesting for the last 6 years, as my intro says, but I think this year was when my contesting abilities or the reason why I contest was truly in every essence put to test. Out of my entire journey of Toastmasters, I have had very minimal interaction with the leadership track or anything related to otherwise. Majority of it has been with contesting. And a lot of people ask me as to why contesting in specific, why particularly do you contest with this contest? And I think some of my friends think Toastmasters is all about contests and nothing else, just because all they see on my social media is just those winning posts or even losing posts for that matter, but related to contests. So I think this year I reflected upon why precisely have I been contesting? What was that true purpose which drew me to contest? Because after we were done with divisions, the divisions for us happened on April 25, and April 27th was when this thought struck me. We were all going into a lockdown. I stay in Bangalore, and we were in the lockdown until June 14th from April 27th. And too many things happening at work. And I had 4 contests in front of me. And mind you, these were not simple contests. These were 2 semis, and should I clear them, 2 district finals. And amidst everything that's happening around me, every time you open a social media, you hear something very dreadful. I'm sure all of us have dealt those emotions as well. That was when I started reflecting, what is it truly that kept me going amidst all of the contests that I've been a part of, right from the first time when I contested in 2014 until this year when I emerged as a champion. What was it truly that kept me going? And I came up with 4 answers, and these precisely are the 4 answers which I'll be sharing with you all today. And the first answer that came to my mind was humanity. We as humans, our basic need is to share our message with people. I was listening to one of the very good educational sessions back in 2016, I believe, by distinguished Toastmaster Aditya Maheshwaran, where he was speaking about how do you pick a right title for your speech. And there was where he shared something about how your speech has to uniquely speak of your story. If you're speaking about how you love your mother, it's a well-known theory. Nobody's going to contest you on that. We all love our mothers. But we as speakers, our basic purpose when we come onto the stage or when we get invited to lovely events like this is to share the unique message that all of us carry inside us. And that was why I loved contesting. It was not for the laurels, but it was that passion of going onto the stage and being able to share the story my own way to whatever topic was given in a table topic speech or whatever speeches that were given and the evaluation I would craft out of the messages they have shared. We as humans, at the end of it, all of us want to share our story. All of us want to share the message that we have with others, and nothing serves that purpose as beautifully as contesting. And which is why I was super excited to embark on that extremely busy month of my life with 4 difficult contests lined up amidst all of us having our full-time jobs on the other hand, and everything else that was going on in the country at that point of time. The second reason or the second message that came into my mind was using this opportunity to enhance the art of public speaking. Now, public speaking, like any other art of, say, drawing a rangoli or singing or a dancing, is an art form. And all of you all, if any of you all are graduate students of arts or do pursue any other forms of art very passionately, you would conquer that nothing gives you as much joy as enhancing that art form or doing some form of justice to it. I started looking at public speaking as a form of art. And while I rated myself average or good or great or whatever I did rate myself as a public speaker, I told myself that I would enhance whoever I was and enhance that art of public speaking. Now you might say, enhancement can occur even if I don't contest, even if I possibly just attend the meetings and give speeches. Completely agree to that. But when you're contesting, it's like a challenge. And all of us know that only when we challenge ourselves is when we enhance ourselves better into that art form or even into our work. So I took it as an opportunity or a challenge to enhance the art of public speaking, treating public speaking as a form of art. The third message that came to my mind very importantly was connection. Very important again, because all of us being in pandemic scenario, I think the topmost priority across firms or across Toastmasters, fraternity, or even otherwise has been to address emotional isolation. And reeling with emotional isolation, the best way to address that is to connect somehow with people around us, to connect with people from different walks of life. Like I was saying, who would know that that small town, back then Nagpur used to be a small town when I was a kid, who would know that that small town that I visited as a kid, just passing by to my native place, I would one day be addressing them on a lovely forum like this. I think that emotional connection or that connection with people around us is what always propelled me to connect with people. And again, it became more mandatory because of the emotional isolation that we were living in. I think in the month of May for Bangalore, at least where I stay, we were open just from the morning 6 to 10. And you would imagine no one would yet step out even in those 4 hours, given the seed was so dreadful outside. On a day-to-day cases, I think Bangalore was topping the charts all over India. So we were just into our homes that time. And I used that opportunity to connect with people as much as I could. So in a way, I think I was being a little selfish to bond with people and use that platform to connect with as many people as I can around me. And fourth, and the most important pointer that came into my mind was contesting is a form of self-care. Now you would ask me how, and I think this is one of the most debatable topics that I've heard across as to how is it self-care? Because we always are wanting to attempt new topics. We are practicing for it, practicing beyond our work hours. Definitely if you're working for 12 hours, post that is when you're possibly practicing. How is it a form of self-care? I think that's the question I've gotten on various forums. And to that, I would say it's a form of self-care because you are losing something which is not serving you the greater good, possibly something that you have already worked on in public speaking as a form of art, as I was saying in my second point. And contesting can become strenuous only if you bucket it into winning and losing, which is what most of us do a lot of times. And this is something how I began my journey as well, and something I have learned a very hard way. Thanks to my mentors who pulled me out of that loop of bucketing contests into winning or losing, I could regain my senses and focus more on being a better public speaker rather than winning or losing. It's a form of self-care only if you do not bucket it that way. If you bucket it as a way to enhance your public speaking ability, as a way or a platform to share your message with people, in that case, it will be totally a form of self-care for all of you all. And again, bringing in the pandemic scenario and tying it in together, all of us have had our ways to self-care. And this in some way became a way of self-care for me. And what initially on April 27th seemed like 4 contests, 2 semi-finals and 2 district finals eventually became something like 4 opportunities through which I could speak to people who I have never met in person, with whom I could share my message. 4 different ways of sharing messages, because of course the topics would differ across contests and the nature of the contest was also different, evaluation and TT. The entire definition changed altogether. So a way to keep on contesting, or a way to keep you going through this entire beautiful movement of Toastmasters International, is to always look at it as a platform where you're staying close to people who are here to become better communicators or better leaders, to look at it as a platform where you're there to share your message with people, to look at it as a platform where you're there to connect better with people around you who you may otherwise not get a chance to. When you start bucketing it that way, you will not feel strenuous. And it will not come to an existential question of, hey, we are in a pandemic, should I contest or not? Hey, we are in a pandemic, should I go to the Toastmasters meetings of my club or not? It will become more like something you do daily, like brushing your teeth, because you're doing it for the better of yourself. So these were the 4 things that I wanted to share with all of you all. And most importantly, the 4th message of not bucketing it into winning or losing or anything that comes with it. I think in the whole gamut of winning and losing, multiple things come in over there as to the judging or the way you should be, perceiving contests, and multiple angles come in there. But if you look at every contesting opportunities as a way to better yourself, the focus of this entire gamut or this entire universe becomes you yourself and the self-care and the opportunity that you're providing yourself. So these were the 4 messages I had to share with you all. Good luck to everyone, because I somewhere feel I did a decent job of motivating all of you all to contest in the next season. So good luck in advance for all of you all. I'm sure all of you will shine on.
Thank you, Toastmaster Achla. Definitely, yes. I think we've got a completely different, kind of a perception to what contesting is all about now. I mean, sharing your story, understanding and enhancing the art of public speaking, a way of how it helps you in emotional isolation. And the last one, which you spoke about, the self-care, I think that was something brilliant. I haven't tried that. I have to do that for myself. Self-care is to be as a speaker, as a contestant in the contest. Lovely. Thank you so much. And I've always been telling all my Toastmasters that Toastmasters has been one of the platforms which has helped me and many to be out of the emotional isolation that we were in during the pandemic. So thanks to the Toastmasters International and the Nagpur Toastmasters Club and all the Toastmasters of Division N for being there in every meeting or conducting meetings so that we can join in and have fun and be out of that emotional isolation we were in. Thank you so much. So going on to the last session of this hour is the question and answer round. So I would now like to ask if anyone has any questions for DTM Avantika or Toastmaster Achila. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask, or you can put them directly on the chat box. Yes, definitely, Toastmaster Monica. We should make contesting a habit so that we, make our division N shine in other divisions also. Now, I heard there are 16 divisions at present in District 98. So that's brilliant. Okay, any questions from anyone's side? Are we good to go on to our next installation ceremony? Okay, Weber has a question. Go on, Weber.
Hey, thank you so much, both Avantika and Achala, for those wonderfully insightful sessions. My question here is for Achala. I take that point when you say that bucketing in winning or losing is something that will, or not doing so will change the perspective you look at, you have for the contest. Is it so easy? Because when you enter a contest, we've always been taught that winning is something, winning is important. And we also, as individuals, we also try to emerge the best out where we are contesting. How difficult or easy it is to really put that part aside and take that as an opportunity to enjoy, and how if easy, how would you do it? If difficult, how would you do it? Are there any tips to uh, you know, uh, change your mind to looking at contests that way?
Sure. I think great question. And this is something I have battled quite ruggedly as well, not too long back. And one difference or one way that worked for me was, and I will take a reference back to my personal example in the year 2019. I was a part of District 92 back then, and that happens to be my parent district where I began my journey. I was into district semis for TT, and this is when the contest would happen in person. So I had the privilege of asking someone to take a video of mine when I went onto the stage and gave that speech. And I did not make it to the finals. So essentially what it means is I did not come into the top 3 of the semis that year. And when I replayed that video later, for a long time after that contest, I was reeling with, I spoke well, why didn't I make it? For a long time, there were people, my division director called me and I was asking her just one question, like, was I so bad? And she gave me pointers. She just failed to console me rather that day. But I think when I looked at it from a fresh lens, a day or two after that day, I could clearly see that I was desperate to win. I was desperately bucketing it into winning and losing. What it led to was quite rigid body language. I was not freely talking. I was not being myself. I was being an XYZ way, which might make me win the contest. And that's what we do. Well, when we bucket it into winning and losing, again, we will possibly make down pointers as this will get me points, this will get me points, this will, and it's good to have that base framework. What I'm implying is sticking very rigidly to that will cull out that authentic self of you that might add a flavor onto the stage, which might call, this is Vaibhav's style of doing. Tomorrow, someone else speaks like you, they'll say, hey, that person spoke like Vaibhav, because you would have established that brand for yourself, and which is something I failed doing that day. I spoke in a certain way, which I thought would bring me the award, and it did not, because I wasn't being myself. I think what worked for me post that, last year when I was runners up, or even this year when I won it, was just being myself. If you even look back at my winning video, you'll not see much difference in the way I'm talking to you right now. It has to be that natural. But it comes, of course, with that peeling the layers of onion is what we say. It will, it has come the harder way, like I was saying, after crying 2 buckets that day and some consolation calls by my division directors is how I reached there. So it takes a bit of self-reflection and accepting that this is a way that you need to possibly outgrow from. So that's quite an answer for you. And I hope I answered that.
Sure, you did. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaibhav and Toastmaster Achla. To DTM Avantika, this question is for you. I'm not going to reveal the name, but it says, as a leader, is it always necessary to sugarcoat feedbacks?
Okay. I'm the last person in Toastmasters who will ever sugarcoat something. I've been known to have a sharp tongue with many, many people. I as an individual, I'll tell you my personal take on things. See, never whitewash even an evaluation. I know we are told to give a CRC technique, but that doesn't mean you just sugarcoat and say, wow, this is the best speech in the whole world. Even the world champion knows that the next world champion is on the way forward, right? How you are able to articulate and say something can be done better is something that we have to learn as a skill in this platform here. Because certainly, remember I said something, don't make this your life. That is a skill you can use in your professional life. Never sugarcoat. And sugarcoating is only going to earn you a reputation of, hey, that person just sugarcoats to get something out. No, be authentic. Have the courage to be authentic, even if it means you're going to be, you will have your own idea, you may have your own vision for it. It is not up to you for the world to understand you. But it is certainly up to you to try your best to learn the skill to persuade people who are listening to you. Be authentic in your feedback, so you don't have to worry about, the generally people think, oh, if you think negative in your mind, it's only negative things that will flow. And even if you talk to, say, for example, water positively, it's like everything goes from that, right? Light is reflecting from a surface because light is falling on top of it. So if you think in your mind, I have a negative feedback, then automatically the person who's going to think is also going to think that way. Don't think from that perspective. Don't sugarcoat something. Be just enough. In your evaluations, be authentic. Say something is good if you genuinely mean it, but please be honest about what the person can improve also, right? And look at the bigger picture. I'm sure as family members, none of our family members sugarcoats and says something. So Toastmasters, if you think this is a family, if you think you're meeting each other every other week, then you are meeting each other for quite a good number of time. So you have to learn to be honest with each other about things, because that is when you'll realize there's more to discover, more that you are able to feel, and there's no reason for you to think any other way. Thanks, Ali.
Lovely. Thank you. Fantastic. And I'm sure everyone would definitely agree that NTC is more of family. Yes, if everyone does, show a thumbs up, show a thumbs up or the heart sign. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I have a question for Toastmaster Avantika.
Okay, go ahead.
So I don't have any visionary question for you, but just wanted to know, how did you felt when the Iron Man died in the Avengers Endgame?
How did you
felt when the Iron Man died in the Avengers? At the end, he dies. Tony Stark.
How did you feel when Iron Man died? And
so I'll tell you how I felt. I realized I watched the movie at least in 2 digits, so I could make myself believe that really happened. But of course, I realize, when you look at things a larger way, right? The movie is a success, whether you like it or not. You may think of it as a bad ending, but the ending itself is successful is the way you're looking at it. The perceptions matter. And pretty much whether it is a Tony Stark who's very innovative, who doesn't like to be told how to do things, who likes to lead from front, who likes to be the center stage of many things, much like many people we come across in Toastmasters, we realize what makes that character successful is the fact that he's able to, at the end of the day, work together in a team of people that has completely different perceptions and things like that. But anyways, long answer short, yes, I did feel bad about it, but it's okay. More superheroes to come.
Right. For those of you who've joined late, Avantika started with the screen of Avengers, and that is where the question of Toastmaster Gaurav arises from. Right. Thank you. Any more questions before I go on to say thank you, everyone? And someone raises the hand. Right. No. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And now I hand it over to Asa, Toastmaster Gauri.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali Akbar. What an insightful session this was. Amazing. And now we are going to have the installation and award ceremony of Nagpur Toastmasters Club. I now hand over to Toastmaster Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gauri. So, hello and welcome, Toastmasters and guests. I am the Sergeant at Arms for the award ceremony and the installation ceremony. So, with all excitement, please help me welcome the Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Gauri.
Thank you so much. The current executive committee of Nagpur Toastmasters Club had a very successful year. And now it's time to pass on the baton to the next leadership, the next executive committee, who is all set to take over the office. We have the Division Director, Mayuri Asudani, DTM, as our installation officer. Mayuri Asudani is a French language professor since 1995. She has been taking virtual classes since long before the pandemic brought us online. She has an experience of teaching French at prestigious institutes like IIM Nagpur, IIM Indore, and IIT Indore. She is a trainer of TV5 Mont. I think I'm pronouncing it right. She is the secretary of the Central Zone of Indian Association of Teachers of French, a distinguished Toastmaster, and division and director at District 98. I now hand over to the installation officer, DTM Mayuri. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gauri, for that very warm introduction. And yes, the pronunciation is Teve Saint Mond, but we'll talk about that another time. Before I actually go on to the installation, I would really love to thank Avantika. It is a pleasure to see you in Nagpur, although on the virtual platform. I know we were there in the real world as well, but good to see you here. And I hope to see you back in person sometime soon. Achla, I've not had the occasion to meet you, but I've heard a lot about you. So thank you so much for taking time out and being here at Division N at Nagpur Toastmasters Club. Thank you to the two of you. It was a pleasure. I know I joined in late, but thank you for all that you do for the fraternity of Toastmasters at District 98. Thank you, both of you. And Nagpur Toastmasters Club. It's always a pleasure to come back. I know I've been doing the disappearing act almost the whole year, but then it is always fun to come back. And I'm really waiting to come back in real person meetings as well. I just cross fingers that happens soon. I know, we're all waiting for that. And so it is time now, that time of the year when the old order changeth, yielding place to new. And I'm here to install the newly elected executive committee for the term 2021-22. May I request the outgoing officers to please turn on their videos. I can see almost everybody now on video. Toastmaster Ali, could you please confirm if everybody is in the room and they are, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. With the outgoing officers on video now, on behalf of Toastmasters International and District 98, I thank all of you for your accomplishments and I salute you for your dedicated service towards the Toastmasters community and to Nagpur Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much for the selfless service that you have rendered throughout the term of 2021. You are now discharged from your duties and responsibilities as club officers of Nagpur Toastmasters Club for the term 2020-21. Thank you so much. Can we have a round of applause for the work that the team has done? Because I know we are coming to the awards pretty soon. So yes, we know that there are a lot of awards in line. And now, the newly elected officers, when I call upon each one of you, kindly turn on your videos. And I would also request the Zoom master, Toastmaster Harsh, I believe, to spotlight the member when their term comes. We have the 7 officers as follows. Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Jyotsna, Treasurer, Toastmaster Mohnish, Secretary, Toastmaster Gauri, Vice President, Public Relations, Toastmaster Brajesh, Vice President, Membership, Toastmaster Harshvardhan, Vice President, Education, Toastmaster Vaibhav, and President, Toastmaster Monica. I, Distinguished Toastmaster Mayuri Asudani, Division Director for Division N, District 98, I'm here to install the officers of Nagpur Toastmasters Club and to prepare them for the challenges that lie ahead in the term 2021-22. Their collective challenge is to make the club strong, dedicated to helping people from all walks of life to speak in an effective manner, listen with sensitivity, and think creatively. I will ask each officer to place their right hand over their chest above the heart as I briefly describe the challenges that he or she must meet and the responsibilities that he or she must fulfill. Can I have the spotlight on Toastmaster Jyotsna, please? I can see Gauri on spotlight. All right. Now we have Toastmaster Jyotsna. Toastmaster Jyotsna, as Sergeant at Arms, you are responsible for club property management, meeting room preparation, and hospitality. You're essentially a logistics manager of your club. The Sergeant at Arms chairs the club social and reception committee. Toastmaster Jyotsna, as the newly elected club's Sergeant at Arms of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, will you perform your duties to the best of your ability?
I will.
Thank you. May we have a round of applause? Thank you. Zoom Master, can we have Toastmaster Mohnish on spotlight, please? Yes, thank you. Toastmaster Mohnish, as treasurer of your club, you are responsible for club financial policies, procedures, and controls. You shall receive and disburse with the approval of the club all club funds, pay to Toastmasters International all financial obligations of this club as they come due, and keep an accurate account of all transactions. As the club treasurer, you shall make financial reports to the club and to the club executive committee quarterly and upon request, and shall submit the accounts in all undistributed funds to the successor in your office at the end of your term. Toastmaster Mohnish, as the newly elected club treasurer of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, will you perform your duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohnish. And we have a round of applause. All right, we move to Toastmaster Gauri. Can we have Toastmaster Gauri on spotlight, please? Yes, thank you. Toastmaster Gauri, as the club secretary, you are responsible for the club records and correspondence. You have the custody of the club's charter certificates, constitution, and addendum, and all other records and documents. You will keep an accurate record of the meetings and activities of this club and the club executive committee. You will maintain an accurate and complete roster of individual members of this club, including the address and status of each individual member, and transmit the same to the successor in office. You, as the club secretary, provide notices of meetings as required by this constitution, and immediately notify the world headquarters of any change in the roster of individual members. Toastmaster Gauri, as the newly elected secretary of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, will you perform the duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Congratulations, Toastmaster Gauri. And now we have Toastmaster Brijesh on spotlight, please. Thank you. Toastmaster Brijesh, as the newly elected Vice President Public Relations, you are the 4th ranking club officer and are responsible for developing and directing a publicity program that informs individual members and the general public about Toastmasters International. The Vice President Public Relations chairs the Club Public Relations Committee. You will maintain all social media platforms of your club. You are the face of your club. Toastmaster Brijesh, as the newly elected Vice President Public Relations of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, will you perform your duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you and congratulations. Now we will have the Zoom Master on spotlight. Can we have Toastmaster Harsh? Yes, there he is. Toastmaster Harshvardhan, as the Vice President membership of your club, you are the 3rd ranking officer and are responsible for planning, organizing, and directing a program that ensures individual member retention and growth in club individual membership. As Vice President membership, you will chair the club membership committee. You will be serving as one of the club's representatives on the area council and shall take no action binding upon this club without either specific prior authorization or subsequent ratification by this club. Your duties are to conduct ongoing membership building programs, explain the educational program to prospective members and ask them to join, and follow up on new members and absent members. Toastmaster Harshvardhan, as the newly elected Vice President membership of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, do you promise to perform the abilities to the best of you? Will you perform your duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you so much. And also thank you for being the Zoom Master, Harsh. Can we have the spotlight on Toastmaster Vaibhav now, please? Yes, there we are. Toastmaster Vaibhav, you are the second ranking club officer and are responsible for planning, organizing, and directing a club program which meets the educational needs of its members. The Vice President Education chairs the club education committee. You will also serve as one of the club's representatives on the area councils, and you shall take no action binding upon the club without either specific prior authorization or subsequent ratification by the club. You are, as the Vice President Education, you will gain commitments from members to set individual goals for themselves. Please assure that members are aware of the schedule of meetings, meeting roles, plan meetings that will assist members in meeting their goals. You will work with club members to keep meetings fun and well run. You will also work with members to ensure that they submit their applications for educational awards promptly. You will also provide educational topics at club meetings, such as those from the Pathways Learning Experience. You will preside over the meeting when and if the president is absent. You will help members achieve their educational goals. You will orient new members to the Toastmasters program as soon as they join, and you will monitor members' progress. Toastmaster Weber, as the newly elected Vice President Education of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, DTM Mayuri, I will.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Toastmaster Weber. And now we have Toastmaster Monica on Spotlight, please. Yes, there you are. Toastmaster Monica, having been elected as president of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, you are the chief executive officer, and you will be expected to preside at all club meetings and at all regular and special meetings of the executive committee. It is your challenge to see that the club enables its members to achieve their individual goals. It is also your challenge to see that your club helps the area, the division, and the district, and Toastmasters International to meet their goals. Establish a club climate that is supportive, stimulating, and rewarding to its members. Please accept the gavel, or if you have a pen close by, as a symbol of your leadership. Thank you, you have a gavel, wonderful. Please accept the gavel as a symbol of your leadership and dedication to office. This gavel is a symbol of the power and the authority given to you by the members of your club. Use it wisely and with restraint. You are a member of your team and you are a leader too. A team is more than a collection of people. It is an emotional force rooted in the feelings, thoughts, and actions of all members, with the common goal of achievement, of sharing, of mutual support. Work with your team members to create a healthy and dynamic club, a club of which everyone will be proud. Will you, as president, accept this challenge and perform your duties to the best of your ability?
I will.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monica, and congratulations. It is my pleasure to declare all officers of Nagpur Toastmasters Club as installed to the offices for which they have been elected. A big round of applause to each one here. And now, the members, can we have you all turn on your videos as well, please? Thank you. Shreya, Nirja. All right. Members, kindly place your right hand on your chest above the heart. Thank you. As members of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, the growth and development of the Toastmasters program in your club depends largely on the actions of this group. On your honor as men and women of Toastmasters, will you, as members of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, pledge to individually and collectively stand by this club, live with it, and work with it throughout the coming year? You can unmute.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I will.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I do.
Thank you, dear members. I wish Nagpur Toastmasters Club a very successful year ahead. And now I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, your president for the presidential address. Over to you, Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Mayuri, for agreeing to be the installation officer. And I'm looking forward to a great tenure as the president along with my team members. As I said, it's not those who are fit who survive, but those who adapt. And the whole of the last year, we have adapted, and we have adapted well. So we continue adapting and reaching new horizons, conquering new horizons, and progressing. And together we will learn, together we'll progress, and together we will shine. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Gauri.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Once again, good evening, everyone, and let's begin the award ceremony. This night is very special. Last year in March, when the lockdown was declared, we were all forced to lock ourselves at our homes and to conduct the meetings online. This was not going to be the same, for sure. We were going to miss so many things. The adrenaline rush while walking towards the stage, the standing ovation after an icebreaker speech, the placards that we received as awards, and how can we forget our group selfies? But one thing that none of us forgot was to bring NTC accolades. In a year filled with ups and downs, NTC bagged not one, not two, but 10 awards. And we maintained our record of achieving 10 on 10 DCP points for second year in a row. This has been possible because of all of us. We all played our part to make NTC proud. And to recognize such individual efforts, this award ceremony is planned. I know you are waiting for the awards now, so I'll right away start the ceremony. The awards are based on the number of times the members have played the role or have been very good in their performance. So what are we waiting for? Let's begin. Thank you, Zoom Master, for sharing the screen.
So sorry.
No problem. The first award is the best attendance of the year 2020-2021. This award goes to those members who consistently turned up at every meeting. It's tough to maintain perfect attendance, but not for these members. The award for the best attendance of the year 2020-2021 is shared by 3 members. And the award goes to Toastmaster Monish. Please side.
Well, let me tell you something. I haven't yet missed a single meeting from past 2018 when I joined, since I joined. So it's an achievement for you, for me actually. Oh, I'm praising myself, but.
Award goes to the second winner of the award is Toastmaster Monica. And finally, the award goes to Toastmaster Vaibhav. Congratulations to all the winners. The next category of awards is the best speakers and the best evaluator of the year 2020-2021. The NTC is the storehouse of eloquent speakers. The award, the best speaker of the year 2020-2021, goes to those members who consistently came up with speeches on varied subjects, which inspired and entertained us. The award is again shared by 3 members, and the award goes to Toastmaster Ali Akbar. The second winner is Toastmaster Nazni. And the final winner of this award is Toastmaster Monica again. Congratulations to all the winners. The next award is the Best Evaluator of the Year 2020-2021. Every speaker needs an evaluator who can effectively evaluate the speech by providing constructive recommendations, but at the same time can encourage the speaker to come up with yet another speech. The award for the Best Evaluator of the Year 2020-2021 goes to Toastmaster Vaibhav. Congratulations, Toastmaster Vaibhav. And before we move on to the next awards, I would like to share my screen. Please, Zoom Master. Thank you. I've got something exciting for you all. Let's hear what the members of NTC had to say about it. Let me share my screen. Please show me a thumbs up if it's visible.
I am Toastmaster Dr. Ali Akbar Mahmoon, the outgoing president of Nagpur Toastmasters Club. Nagpur Toastmasters Club to me is a family of established leaders, established speakers. The only thing that kept me active even during the online mode was I was able to hone my skill as a speaker. And that is the reason I was a part of Nagpur Toastmasters Club even during the pandemic.
Nagpur Toastmasters Club, a club that I joined way back in 2015. Toastmasters as a word was fairly new at that time. Little did I know that I'd be walking into a space where I found like-minded individuals and had so much potential for growth, learning, and of course, a lot of fun. One thing that resonates with these NTC members, we are full of camaraderie, fun, and a lot of belonging. So what are you waiting for? Join us soon.
Hi guys, Harsh here from Nagpur Toastmasters Club. I've been a part of this club for over 2 years now. And the reason why I decided to stay with the club even in the online mode is because the learnings and the fun which we used to have in the offline meetings has been the same even in the online meetings. And plus this club has become more like a second family. So do join Nagpur Toastmasters Club.
Hi everyone, I'm Toastmaster Gaurav from the Nagpur Toastmaster Club. So initially I joined Toastmaster Club because I wanted to improve my English proficiency. But over the sessions I remained with this club because of the people and the community. They're so much filled with goodwill and goodness. And it's just amazing how the club works and keeps us engaged in different activities. Even in the online sessions that we had, the one thing I remember from it is the table topic Premier League or something like that. It was so much fun, so thank you Toastmasters. Thank you NTC.
Hello everyone, I am Toastmaster Jyotsna. I have recently joined Nagpur Toastmasters Club. Being the part of NTC is an amazing experience for me. The positive environment of NTC gives me good energy. I love to listen all the prominent speakers of NTC and I will learn from them how to become a good public speaker. I love to be the part of it. Thank you so much.
Hello, myself is Swapnil. I recently joined the Nagpur Toastmaster Club. I love the encouraging atmosphere here where everyone has the equal opportunity to take the stage, goof off and still be applauded. This is the fun learning place where you can free to make a mistake and still grow.
Hello there. My name is Toastmaster Vaibhav Zharkar. The special thing about being associated with Nagpur Toastmasters Club is the variety of people that I get to interact with and rub shoulders with. There are entrepreneurs, there are psychotherapists, there are professors, there are students, and then there are professionals. All these people from different walks of life bring in different perspectives, different topics when they speak about on their topics. This helps me get inspired and broaden my view about the life in general. This is in addition to all the benefits of the Toastmasters curriculum. I feel extremely happy and proud to be a part of Nagpur Toastmasters Club.
Hello guys, this is Sangash Gaikwad. I am a proud member of NTC, which is Nagpur Toastmasters Club group. And the one thing that I like about NTC, that the lot of encouragement in the group which is necessary to bring best in you. So that's the one thing that I like about it. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Padmanabh. I've been a Toastmaster for roughly more than a year now, and I think Toastmaster is really special for me because it offers me a huge learning curve. In every meeting, I learn something new, and something that I really admire about this place are the people because they are so supportive that it helps you to become a better version of yourself. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Toastmaster Brajesh from Nagpur Toastmaster Club. I recommend everyone to join Nagpur Toastmaster Club because it has got many talents which will always surprise you. You can learn here. It's like a family here, you know. That's why I'm still even in we are not meeting offline, we are meeting online. Still I have renewed my membership and I would like to continue in future as well because it's not a club, it's a family where you can learn and grow together.
Hello Toastmasters. I love NTC because of the people who make NTC. It is such unique, wonderful people who come to NTC from different walks of life. They are so different and yet so alike. I think the reason behind that is we all share a certain common set of values, and these are the values which bind us together. And this is what has made the club so resilient. All the best, NTC.
I'm Toastmaster Monica Dixit, the President-elect of the Nagpur Toastmasters Club. I've been a Toastmaster for over 7 years now, and the reason that I'm still here is my hunger to improve and improvise. The 3 things that I received here at the Nagpur Toastmasters Club, which have gone a long way into making me a confident speaker, are acceptance, acknowledgement, and appreciation. Today, I can safely say that I have slayed the demons of stage fright to quite an extent, and the meetings going online due to pandemic have helped me become more tech savvy and comfortable speaking online.
At NTC, we not only grow as a public speaker, leader, but we grow as a person as well. Because rightly said by every member, NTC is a family. And this is what I feel special about it. It's time to move on to the next awards. Zoom Master, please share your screen. The next category is the Best Role Players of the Year 2020-2021. It is to recognize all the efficient role players who make up the meetings. Be it the R counter or the TMOD, the meets are incomplete without them. So let's begin. The best R counter of the year goes to Toastmaster Padmanabh. The best comedian of the year goes to Toastmaster Monica again. The best table topics master of the year goes to Toastmaster Harshvardhan. The best general evaluator of the year goes to Toastmaster Monica. With online meetings, a new role got introduced, and which is probably the most difficult one. That is the Zoom Master. The best Zoom Master of the year goes to Toastmaster Harshvardhan. And finally, the best TMOD of the year is shared by 2 members. The best TMOD of the year goes to Toastmaster Gauri, that's me. Toastmaster and Toastmaster Niyamit. Congratulations to all the winners. The last award is for the members who have been active outside the club throughout the year. The award for the most active members outside club 2020-2021 goes to, again, 3 members. The award is shared by Toastmaster Harshvardhan, Toastmaster Toastmaster Monica. And Toastmaster Ali Akbar. Once again, congratulations to all the winners. And now to present the next awards, I would like to invite Toastmaster Ali Akbar. Zoom Master, please spotlight Toastmaster Ali Akbar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gauri. These, the ones coming up are most to do with the appreciation that my team members as an XCOM has extended for the year 2021. This is just a little token of acknowledgement that I can do, but the service, the time, the efforts which they have put in is, unmatched to anything, because the year started with something which was unprecedented, and we weren't aware of how the meetings would go on, what platform we will be using, and how the meetings will be scheduled, and the process of the meeting and everything. So this team has done their best. So let me have this appreciation to the team members. Next slide, please. Starting with our IPP, immediate past president, Toastmaster Saurabh. He was always there. He would come in, he would give his information, he would give us guidance of how and what to be done in the next meeting, or say with the next role players, or anything that is going to come up. Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. Moving on to next was our Sergeant at Arms. I don't have words to say what I've seen in this 1 year, where Toastmaster Gauri has, completely been molded from a new joinee to a eminent speaker. I'm using the word eminent speaker. Yes, because if you hear her speech, you will find a lot of content, a lot of research, a lot of information, and her speeches will be completely different from what you would get to hear. So Toastmaster Gauri, thank you for being the Sergeant at Arms, and I'm sure the club is going to benefit with your presence again in this year's XCOM as the secretary. Thank you. I think this was the second year where Toastmaster Vaibhav had been the club treasurer. And I'm happy to say everyone that with his knowledge in numbers, in accounting, in banking, we Toastmasters have an FD. Nagpur Toastmasters Club has an FD of 90,000+. He was like, why do we have so much money? Why can't we put that money that money will make us more money, so that we can give awards, we can go on picnic, we can appreciate the speakers, role players, and everyone. So that was something completely off the track, and that we took it further. And today we proudly say we have 90,000+ of FD with us. This is all our money. Thank you, Vaibhav, for being the club treasurer for 2 years, and this is a token of appreciation for you. Moving on to next. When I joined Toastmasters in May 2019, I remember Toastmaster Monica was the PR, and she had a lot of information about what PR was. And when I was applying as my nomination for PR, I was not aware how PR would be done, because that was just my year of joining, few months, and I was there for the elections. Every single thing she is aware of about how PR goes in the district. If you ever have to know anything, she is the right person for you. From there, moving on to the club secretary, honorable secretary, she has done a brilliant job with keeping everything up to date. Okay, and now I proudly see her as the president of Nagpur Toastmasters Club for 2021. Thank you, Monica Dixit. And this is again a very small thing which I'm doing it for you, but the club owes you a lot. And also let you all know once again and again, I keep saying this, but she is the charter member of Nagpur Toastmasters Club, the proud charter member. Congratulations, Monica Dixit. Moving on to next, Shefali. Shefali, because of her personal reasons, she had to leave midway, but did a fantastic job where she wasn't aware about anything, but she took up that, risk of being there as a PR for our club during the start of the, as we all said, the pandemic, and everything was haywire. We did not know how to work and what to be done. That time she made our club visible in the social media. So, Shafali, this certificate is for you. And again, as I said earlier, in the first term, Shafali had to quit or move out or take a break for her personal reason. Then we had one gentleman who stepped in and said, I will be the PR. We did have elections, and after the elections, it was Toastmaster Harsh who took up the job of the PR, Vice President PR of our club. So, wonderful work done by him. He's very enthusiastic. He is also a part of another club. So, dual member. He's a dual member. He's part of our club, he's part of other club also. So, this is something really fantastic, being able to manage being an ex-com and also being a part of other club. So, Toastmaster Harshvardhan, this is for you. Congratulations. This year, I guess we had somewhere around 8 Toastmasters join in, if I'm not wrong, and all that efforts were by Toastmaster Shirin Chimthanawala, who was the Vice President membership of our club. Shirin, this is specially for you. Congratulations. And now, where we all come, the main part of what Toastmasters is all about, the pathways and the education. And again, we have a stalwart here, Toastmaster Monish, who has been as a VP Ed for past 2 years, and he has a lot of information about what a VP education does. And throughout the year, as he was already there in every meeting, but at the same time, he would take the efforts of the 11th hour dropouts and he would get them replaced very quickly, either from our club or from the other clubs. And trust me, it's difficult. It's difficult task as a VP, but with him, it was always smooth. It was always perfect. So congratulations, Toastmaster Monish. And this year, looking forward to be you as a treasurer of our club. So thank you everyone for being a part of my XCOM during the year 2021. And I'm sure we all will remember this because of the pandemic that we were in. And at the same time, that the journey we shared for the whole year, understanding how we can present our skills as a speaker on the online platform. I mean, that's been a fantastic learning throughout the year of how you can be a better speaker online. I'm sure most few members have that anxiety or have that fear of being present in person, but I'm sure now when they return back, they will not have that because they've played that role for more than a year. So all the speakers, those who come back physically, will be more efficient and will have the delivery in a very strong and a positive way. So thank you, everyone. I hand it over back to our MOC Toastmaster Gauri.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ari Akbar. One award is still remaining. And for that, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Monish to present that award. Zoom Master, please spotlight Toastmaster Monish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gauri. And are we using the slide shares or should I? Okay.
Zoom Master, please share your screen.
Yes, just a second.
Yes. So finally, to share this certificate of appreciation to our. Okay. Finally, ceremony to share the certificate of appreciation to our very own Dr. President, Dr. Toastmaster Ali Akbar. And to say something about Toastmaster Ali Akbar is that I joined earlier of Ali Akbar, and then we were quite, kind of people those who are playing similar roles. And one thing I found fascinating about Toastmaster Ali Akbar is that his quick decision making. As a leader, you have to think on many aspects and many ways to take a decision. But with Ali Akbar, it was very smooth. And whenever I used to ask him something as leader, so he used to quickly come to a decision, and that was really admirable. It is a very commendable trait which he has. And in his leadership, our club has not only achieved 10 TCP points, but club has been to other level as well, where it was earlier, and we are still growing, and it was really a great having you as our president. Then looking forward to again work with you and again leadership roles with you, so that we can move forward. Here's your certificate of knowledge.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monish. And here we come to the end of the ceremony. I once again congratulate all the winners. Let's have another such fabulous year and bring home more trophies and more awards. Now I would like to hand over to Toastmaster Monica to present a vote of thanks. Thank you.
Am I audible and visible? Thank you, Toastmaster Gauri. What an exciting and enriching evening this has been. I take this opportunity to thank our two speakers, DTM Avantika Narayan and Toastmaster Achila Bhatt, on behalf of NTC Club members and the EXCOM members for sharing such wise words with us. I also thank our Division Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Mayuri, for agreeing to be the installation officer and for all the support and encouragement that she has given us throughout the year to help us achieve what we have. And I also take this opportunity to thank our area director, Toastmaster Dipalika, and she's also the Division Director-elect. She's not here today, but she has been a great support and great help, and she has always been there for us throughout the year. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dipalika. And I congratulate the new appointed area directors, Toastmaster Ria, Toastmaster Sapna, Toastmaster Gunjan, and Toastmaster Sakshi. And I really wish that we'll all work together and again bring accolades to Division N. Thank you so much, all the members of NTC, for helping us achieve what we have. It has been your efforts that has brought us so many accolades this year. Over to you, Toastmaster Gauri.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. I now hand over to Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Gaurav, to end the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gauri. Wow, what a wonderful evening this has been. From Toastmaster Ali Akbar, refreshing the memories of Toastmaster and the awards we won. I'd like to mention something that Toastmaster Harsh written in the chat. It says that with all the awards won by the NTC, is enough to qualify for the 5 to 7 minute speech. True, that's very true. So thank you for the speakers with your knowledge and insights. Very wonderful. I thank you for being here. And our legacy of the NTC Nagpur Toastmaster Club continues with the installations of the new committee. Congratulations to all the winners. Our next meeting is scheduled on 10th of July. Hopefully everyone will be there. So thank you. The meeting officially now comes to an end.